Hello, we are discussing about GATE 2015 ECE paper. Look at the circuit diagram. In the circuit shown, assume the op amp is ideal. If the gain V0 by Vm is minus 12, the value of R is. What is the value of R? We are going to calculate. If the gain V0 by Vn is minus 12. Okay. So basically we know ideal characteristics. So some of the important ideal characteristics are going to be, first one, V0 is equal to 0 when V input is equal to 0. That is 0 output for 0 input. Whenever you are applying 0 input, output must be 0. But this is ideal condition. Definitely, even though you are not applying any input signal, output will be present. That output is going to be treated as offset output. Okay, first you must nullify that one, then only you can proceed for the actual application. And second one is, so many important things, but we are discussing a few which relates to this question only. And second one is infinite input impedance. Ideally op amp is going to be having infinite input impedance, and because of that one we say that no bias currents are going to be flowing into input and input terminals of op amp. So bias currents is nothing but current flowing into input terminals of op amp. Okay, input terminals of op amp are nothing but strictly speaking they are differential amplifier. The base connections of differential pair are gate connections of mass differential pair. So the currents flowing into them is going to be 0. Ra is equal to infinity, input is going to be acting as open circuit. Since input is acting as open circuit, ideally no currents are flowing into these input terminals. Current flowing through these input terminals are 0. Okay, but these are practical, these are ideal. Practically these two violates. Okay, practically every ideal condition violates, and we are discussing only these two things with respect to this question. Now, since Ra is equal to infinity is ideal, but practically it is not infinite. That implies IB plus and IB minus are not going to be 0. They are non-zero, first one. So they are called as bias currents, input bias current. Okay, and initially we assume that one IB plus and IB minus are going to be same, and we will place compensation resistor at the non-inverting terminal of op amp, which is called as R compensation. By making R compensation resistance, okay, at the non-inverting terminal of op amp, we can nullify this input bias current effect. But that input bias current effect is going to be completely eliminated when IB plus is equal to IB minus. But in general, bias currents IB plus is not going to be equal to IB minus. So definitely there is an existence of IB plus minus IB minus. We don't know whichever is going to be large. So that this is going to be the difference in currents are going to result, that is not 0. This difference is going to be treated as input offset current. Okay, input offset current IOS, and because of this one again you will get some output voltage even though you are not applying any input voltage. So that voltage can be written as V0 is equal to IOS times of RF. RF is feedback resistance. Okay, so generally the value of RF is very large because we use the op amp to get gain. So generally to have high input impedance for the operational amplifier, the connection of R1 itself is going to be large, because internal input impedance is going to be infinite. Practical impedance is nothing but whatever the resistor you are connecting across this point at the input, okay, in parallel with infinite. So this will be effective input impedance for the signal source. So to get effective input impedance more, we must apply R1, we must select R1 large. So since R1 is large, like 10 kilo ohms, and if you want to get even 10 gain, by that time RF will become 10 times of R1. So that will become 100 kilo ohms. So feedback resistance is in general very large, okay, to satisfy even reasonable gain. So by that time V0 is going to be large, that is in terms of millivolts. for the IOS values. Okay, so you can reduce this IOS if RF is going to be reduced. So V0 reduces if RF is reduced. So this is a special T network which can reduce forward resistance for DC and which will give highest forward resistance for AC. Okay, this is a special network which is connected in feedback, that is called as T network, and we assume that one this is RS and it is RT and this is RT. So if you are connecting in this way, at that time the resistance in the feedback path is going to be very small. Okay, for DC is nothing but you are connecting V input is 0. For DC analysis, V input is 0. Okay, we are concerned about the offsets, so no input is applied. V input is connected to ground, and now if you are observing, the effective resistance in the feedback path is, this is ground, this is also ground. Okay, resistance is nothing but 10 kilo ohms in parallel with RS, or 10 kilo ohms in parallel with RS. This will be the effective resistance. So 10 kilo ohms in parallel with RS is going to be the effective feedback resistance for offset. Okay, and whenever you are applying a signal, at that time current flows, so that definitely the resistance is going, definitely it is going to be offering, okay, a high value of forward resistance, high value of feedback resistance when you convert this T network into pi network. Okay, so this is what the circuit diagram, equivalent circuit diagram. This is what equivalent circuit diagram and relationship. If the resistance network is given as RT, and RS, then this T network can be converted into pi network by using, this is RF and it is RT plus 2RS, RT plus 2RS. Okay, so resistance from output towards ground or resistance from input terminal, that is non-inverting terminal towards ground, is going to be gets less with the help of T network. But whenever you are looking at feedback resistance, that is the resistance between output and input, is going to be very high. Okay, it will offer very high forward resistance, whereas it is offering very small resistances from input to ground and output to ground. Okay, so that's why we are going to get high feedback resistance. Okay, as well as whenever you are going to get the currents IOS, for IOS is nothing but current flowing through in this direction, so IOS is now flows in this direction. So for IOS you will get the resistance RT plus 2RS, whereas for general signal you are going to get RF as feedback resistance. It is not feedback, simply bias currents are flowing, that currents always flows in a loop, and that loop is nothing but it is starting from this ground. Okay, so now IOS takes less resistance, whereas general signal, okay, whenever you are applying input signal, that takes feedback resistance as RF. Okay, now we are going to calculate RF value using this equation, RT square plus 2RT into RS by RS. So this we are assuming it as RS. Okay, and RT is equal to, given RT, in our case RT is nothing but 10 kilo ohms and RS is equal to R. Okay, and RF can be written as, it is a non-inverting op amp, sorry, it is inverting op amp, because input signal is going to be applied to inverting terminal and there is a negative feedback, so it acts as inverting op amp. For inverting op amp, gain is, okay, gain is equal to minus RF by R1, and that is given as minus 12. From this one, RF is equal to 12 times of R1. R1 is 10 kilo ohms, so 12 into 10, that is RF is equal to 120 kilo ohms. Using this equation, RF is equal to 120 is equal to RT square, that is 10 square, plus 2 times of RT into RS. RS is nothing but R in our question, divided by R. So this is 120R is equal to 100 plus 20R. This 20R if you are taking on left side, at that time 120R minus 20R, that is 100R is equal to 100, and R value is nothing but 1 kilo ohm. All are in kilo ohms only. So the value of R to get minus 12 as voltage gain is 1 kilo ohm. So the right answer for this question is 1. Thank you.